Welcome to Collective Gifts. I'm Noella and this is Rachel.
Hey, everyone. Yesterday we started our series on Hineni, which means totally surrendering yourself to God, emptying yourself. And we talked about what that means. And so now that we understand what it truly means, we can go forth in understanding that when we totally surrender to God, then we are liberated from being held in bondage to fear, to anxiety, to stress, to jealousies, to impatience and frustrations and disappointments and all of that stuff. And so when we go forth in that true posture of Hineni, that means then it's no longer on us, but it's on God. And so we can release ourselves from it. And so today we'll talk about 5 of the most common reasons why it is liberating to go forth in totally surrendering yourself to God. And so the first one is we are guaranteed success. God is successful. He never fails. He never fails to keep every single promise. He's sovereign. He is matchless. So when we go forth in Hineni, we can rest assured that there is guaranteed victory because on Team Jesus, we always triumph.
The second is, in order to succeed, the pressure's not on you. The pressure's on God. And so we know that God is a God of his word and he backs up his word and he's ready to perform his word to show himself true and mighty and, as the one true living God.
Mm-hmm. And the third reason is that now you are guaranteed your peace. You can keep your peace because we weren't designed to carry the burdens, right? Or the cares of other people, or we aren't meant to carry, these worries and concerns. We're told, right, to cast our cares to Jesus. And in exchange, he'll give us a lighter yoke so that we are free from all that toxicity and all that weight. We can go forth in that rest in his promises, rest in, the word. And we are able to then go forth and wait on him because there's nothing else that we need to be concerned about except for waiting on God to give us the next step, directions, and to also just allow him to work everything out while we get to rest. He never sleeps nor slumbers.
And the fourth reason is when you surrender yourself, you're humbling yourself and you're just allowing God to just be able to use you. And we know that God, he lifts you up when you humble yourself. That's what it says in the Bible. And so he protects you from all, pride, vanity, ego, and all these things. And then he goes forth and performs his word, as I said earlier.
Mm-hmm. And then the last reason why it's liberating to go forth in total surrender to God is that it's already done. If you think about it, when you go on a trip with a tour group, what do? You just show up because they already have the itinerary, they have the drivers, they have everything that you need. And it's the same thing with God. He's already has all the plans in in motion. He's already, created what the end game is, the end, and he created the beginning and even the middle. And so he can never fail. So that means all you have to do is just show up. You just have to show up and go through that process. And then you'll just be able to see him orchestrating your steps and even other people's steps to converge and just to go forth in that manifestation of what he's leading us to do.
Because every detail he takes care of. There's nothing that he overlooks. There's nothing that's too hard for him to do. So he takes care of it all. So all you have to do is just, sit back and relax.
Mm-hmm. And we have a friend who says, God takes care of his own. And that's true, right? We are his beloved children. So he takes care of us. So he's not going to give us bad gifts. He's not going to give us a bad destiny. The word tells us, right, in Jeremiah 29, right, that God has plans to prosper us, to give us a hope and a future. It's never to harm us, to shame us, to humiliate us. It's always to prosper us. And so when we go forth in that Hineni, we can trust in him that he's a good God. And not only is he our God, and we his people, but he's our heavenly Father and we are his beloved children, his prized possession. So we can go forth in whatever he asks us to do because it's not going to be something that we would not want to do, or he won't even force us. He allows us to choose to go forth and align with him, to co-labor and partner with him. And so when we do that, we get to experience those God ventures. It's like that tour group trip, right? You get to go on these adventures. Well, with God, it's always a God venture. It's always good, and his glory is always upon it. So we hope this encouraged you to continue to go forth in Hineni, go forth in totally surrendering yourself, and just see what he does. Because this year, we are going forth in accomplishing great and mighty works. We are being activated in our gifts. We're going forth to stir it up so that we can allow him to move mightily in us and through us. So God bless you all, and until next time, Shalom.